different show.
Yeah. Welcome to Android App Addicts, episode number 19, the special holiday edition, where all we talk about is holiday apps. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say.
I always promote the shows as like special holiday edition, but there's usually nothing to do with holidays in them. Just because I'm lazy, but if you guys brought anything, that would be pretty cool. Anyway, Android App Addicts is a show where we talk about Android apps, and we have 3 other hosts on the show. We all kind of go around and bring out our apps and talk about them, and we do Android news, Android updates, whatever. It's all Android. So why don't we get rolling here? Let me introduce the host real quick here, and then we'll get started. First, I'd like to introduce the door-to-door geek, Steve McLaughlin, wearing his Santa Seahawks hat. What's going on, Dor?
You know, same old, just rolling.
Nice. And we have Tim Kelly from timscomputerfix.com. Yes, Tim just got back from a family gathering, I hear, right, Tim?
Oh, it was a blast.
Really?
Nieces and nephews hanging all over me.
And hanging all over your phone.
And hanging all over my phone and drooling and snotting on it and putting their sticky fingers all over it and trying to play Angry Birds and trying to play Miss Pac-Man and then dropping like stuff in my Dropbox folder on my phone. I have no idea what I get my phone back and it's like got a white screen and Dropbox says 3 files moved. Whoa.
Damn. I'm glad it survived, but it is having other problems. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
And I'd like to also introduce Steve D'Amico from smdcomputer.net. What's going on, Steve?
Hey, not much. I got installed that what is that thing? I forget the name of it now. WebKey. Install WebKey. We could play with that.
Nice. Were you playing with it?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, we'll have to have an update on that. Why don't you start us off, Steve D? What do you want to go over? Want to talk about WebKey, or do you need some time? You need some time?
Maybe a little bit, because then I could set up my my Skype on it.
All right. Do you want to go over anything, or should we go to Timster first?
Yeah, Timster.
All right, Timster. What do you want to go over today?
Okay, I have a couple of things. On my little journey here I took, I heard about this app with the holidays here and everybody traveling. And I don't know if you've noticed, and I know everybody has to have noticed, gas prices have just skyrocketed. I think I heard today that in my area it's gone over $3 a gallon.
That's like gastronomical.
That's gastronomical. Yeah. But, you know, I was wondering, you know, dang, I wonder if there was an app that would help me find locations. You know, if you know how these gas stations and convenience stores do gas price wars back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to pinch pennies, so you know, I'm hitting the highway, and you know, I wonder if I found an app called Gas Buddy, all one word.
We did that. We did this. I brought this one before.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I stole it from Lalo and brought it, but so I can't take full credit, but I did bring it. But anyway, you know, it's always good. It's good. It's smart to repeat apps. Nobody watches all the shows anyway, so go do it.
Yeah, well, you know how much I pay attention. So.
Hey, no, you might not even have been on that one, but let's hear it. I want to hear about it again.
Well, I like Gas Buddy. It's a relatively new app, actually. Well, you know, it has over 250,000 downloads, so it's not that new, but it's surprisingly accurate and useful, even in remote locations. I was in a pretty remote area. I have some relatives that live in remote locations on a farm, own a lot of farmland, and you know, gas stations are few and far between. And I found a few in their area actually that you know that had the gas prices listed, and I was able to pick you know, make a smart decision on my gas spending during this trip. It's you report gas price. If you report gas prices, this is I guess you could say an aggregated app to where everybody, you know, reports gas prices that they see. So but it says here if you report gas prices, you get a chance to win free gas.
Oh, on Gas Buddy, really?
Yeah. So you know, it'll give you a little incentive to report, you know, some stations that may not be, you know, on the app.
But now, Tim, how big is the difference here between, like, are these drastic differences between different gas stations? Is it worth it?
Well, you know, for the most part, gas stations that are closest to each other usually are just pennies, but I have found that certain ones, like these ones called Parkers that are here in Georgia, are significantly lower. And it wasn't so much finding the cheapest price dollar-wise. If I just could locate any Parkers around wherever I'm at, I know I'm getting the cheapest price. But Parker's definitely in my area, we're talking, you know, almost 15 cents a gallon cheaper. I don't know how they do it, but
Yeah, for the
so I would say it would depend on your area.
okay.
But for me, hunting down, you know, the cheapest ones definitely would help me at least 15 cents per gallon. So that's pretty good.
15 cents is.
Yeah.
But I used to drive me nuts. Like my dad would go crazy driving all around Creation trying to find the best gas, like going to the gas station with the best gas prices. One time, I mean, we lived in Pennsylvania at the time. He was driving. The gas went up in Pennsylvania, skyrocketed. So he drove to New Jersey, paid a toll on a bridge, like $4, to go get gas in Jersey, and probably lost money. So the way I look at it is, if I'm paying more money, it's like on gas. Okay, maybe across the street is 2 cents cheaper. I'm going to go to the place that's most convenient for me, and I'll consider whatever money I lose my convenience fee, my convenience charge, because it's not worth it to go darting all around. But I guess with the app, I mean, if you know a place that's on your route, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean, you know, if you're just sitting still and you want to go to a gas station close to you, you know, maybe it's not that big of a deal. But when you're hitting the highway, you know, you can always zoom out and you can see gas stations that are you're going to be coming up on 15, 20, 30 miles down the road. And, you know, when you're trying to manage gas on an open road, on like a road trip or something, I think it's pretty useful.
Yeah, that'll be worth it. I agree with you.
And it's accurate. So,
yeah,
you know, people out there who pinch pennies and write down gas mileage and, you know, keep track of all their gas mileage and everything, you know, it's a good app to have.
Sounds good to me.
So I figured I'd bring it up again, I guess.
That's all right. Oh, that's cool. All right. You got anything else?
Yeah, Steve, and I'm probably going to totally blow this here. And just please, Steve, just chime in and correct me. I'm sure you will if I get anything wrong on this, because by no means am I any kind of an expert. And my research on this is very limited. But I figure it's a good thing to bring up since you support it. And I've heard you talk about it and you're so passionate about it. I'm talking about the Citizens Commission on Human Rights.
Yeah.
And the wrongful drugging of people who are diagnosed with psychiatric problems.
Yeah.
You know, this I was just looking at it and doing a little research on it, and I found an app that's called PyschDrugs. And basically with PyschDrugs, you can learn important and useful information about various psychotropic medications such as antidepressants, antipsychotics, mood stabilizers, and anti-anxiety medications. And I think if anybody is in a situation where a psychiatrist is prescribing drugs to somebody that they know, and they're really curious about, I've never heard of that drug before. You know, what is this? There's an app for that you can look up, and you can find out information on the drug, such as the generic name, the brand name, the class, the indications, the dosage forms, maximum daily dosages, minimum daily dosages, and stuff like that. I just think going down those lines, it's a really good source of information for psychiatric drugs.
Dude, that's awesome. I didn't even know there was an app for that. That's killer.
Yeah, and I can kind of relate. I had a grandmother who went through a lot of psychological problems.
Right.
Who was on all kinds of medicines, and it was really tough. If you're in that situation and you have a relative who's going through that, and a psychiatrist and dementia or whatever, you know, they diagnose the person with. I mean, there really is just so many drugs out there that they put, you know, that they can put in somebody's system, and it's just good to keep track of it, keep an eye on it, and if something don't seem right, ask questions. You know, don't be scared to ask questions.
Big time, because there's just crazy side effects on a lot of those drugs, And you know, like you said, it's in their system. They may be expressing some of those side effects, and it's good to be in the know. At least you could do something about it. What's the name of that app? I want to pop it up on AppBram.
There's nothing better than being armed with education.
Exactly.
On that subject.
What's the name of it again, Timster?
PyschDrugs. PSYCH drugs.
Cool. Very good one. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that up, man. That's a great one.
No problem.
Right down my alley.
And really, I don't have another app to talk about. I do have something to chime in on probably a little later, but
Okay.
So we'll just it has something to do with the Droid too. I got a question for Steve D when he's ready. So.
All right.
I'm ready. You can ask.
You ready? Did you get an update here the past few days?
Not in the past few days, but I did get that Flash update, and that's I talked about. I think that was last time I talked about that. That actually killed my root naturally, but then I just rerouted, and it was the same way it did before, and it worked perfectly.
That's right, but you're rooted, so that might make the difference. I'm just seeing here that Droid 2 Global Update improves voice calls mobile, and Verizon is pushing out a software update for Motorola Droid 2 Global. I just didn't know how that affected you because you have the Droid 2.
That's a different phone.
Droid 2?
The Droid 2 and the Droid 2 Global are two different phones.
Oh, well, see, that shows what I...
All right, Dor, you want to go?
Sure. I sent an email and I totally forgot you felt about my second app pick. So while I'm doing the first one, if you go take a peek at that. Let me just go find my email real quick because I was bit.
Uh-oh. I'm losing you guys.
Channel.
Go ahead, Dor. I'm losing a little bit of Ichi, a little bit. I hope it's not my connection, but you're good. You're back.
Let me also turn off my Wi-Fi here. First app, it's an app, but it's really a widget app. It does a whole bunch of stuff. It's like the power bars like they have where they can turn off Wi-Fi, turn off 3G, turn off this, turn off that. It's called Widgetsoid 2.x. And I got to tell you, I love the flexibility with this thing. And the biggest...
It's called Widgetsoid. What a dumb name. Widgetsoid 2.x. I'll put a picture up of it up.
I didn't say it had a good name.
Stupid.
I'll just quickly go through some of the items you can put on your bar. And I can tell you right now, I have 9 items on my bar, and you can still put more.
On one row, or?
On just one row.
Oh, sweet.
Wi-Fi, portable Wi-Fi hotspot. I believe that's only integrated with the vendor-provided Wi-Fi app, not a third-party one.
Right.
Bluetooth, mobile data, 2G, 3G, 4G, data sync, tether USB, USB storage, airplane mode, screen timeout, lock screen, auto lock, orientation, brightness, always on, stay awake, ring mode, volume control, media scanner, previous, play, pause, next, and there's still more.
Damn. That's pretty amazing. I just found one I liked, and then you bring this one to me.
Sorry.
Okay. It's cool. I mean, that's awesome. That's tons of stuff.
Well, I'm not even done. I'm not even to the good part yet.
Wow.
In my opinion, humble opinion.
Okay.
GPS, battery, flashlight, using the flash or the screen, you can change it back or forth. SD card to mount or unmount. Reboot, and you can set what mode you want the reboot to be. You can pick when you hit it, boot, reboot normally, reboot into recovery. There was one other option. You can also put shortcuts to individual options on that bar, so you can customize it. You can even put shortcuts to contacts on it. You can customize the color patterns on it. Here's the thing I liked. You can take what you made, save it as a profile. So if you switch desktop home screens, you don't have to go through reconfiguring it. You saved it as a profile, and then you reload the profile, and there it is.
Sweetness. I like that.
Yeah. Now here's the real plus that I like about it. I used to use one called like quick settings or something. This one blows it out of the water. But here's what I like about it. You can also check a box in the app from the app drawer. There's a setting called notification bar. So then in your notification list, you can have a shortcut to that app. And when you click it, it just puts a translucent window over your currently running app and lets you change settings, what means the app in the background actually doesn't lose focus, so it doesn't stop doing what it was doing.
What do you mean? Kind of confused.
Well, I don't know if you can see it. In the middle is the translucent window, but in the background, it's still my desktop actively running. To where, like, if I had a live desktop on, for instance,
Right.
if you pull up another window, your live background essentially gets paused, delayed, turned off. This loads in such a way whatever's running in the background still keeps running.
I got what you're saying. Okay, so you can access that from the pull down bar, the notification. I gotcha.
Right.
Okay. Sweet. That's really awesome.
This is the best one I like, but as you can see, I'm an idiot. When I created the profile, I called it 149.
What? Why?
I don't know.
Why is that an idiot?
Because why would if 149 doesn't make sense to me.
You mean it just has no significance?
No significance whatsoever. But I'm guessing you could have different profiles. I don't know why you would, though. Ready? I forgot. Here's a total other side of this application.
If anybody's going to have 149 profiles, Dor, it's going to be you. But go ahead.
I left that wide open. Here's the thing I like. First, I didn't like it. They just did a major revision, which basically killed my panel bar I had installed and set it to an error message.
Oh, that's not good.
But I know, but to me, it's worth it because what I got is so much better. They have also another type of widget called Widgetsoid Mixed, where you can have icons like beautiful widgets, where you can have wireless icon, battery icon, weather icons with clouds and all that kind of stuff.
Damn, this thing's better than I thought.
Well, that's the one side that I really haven't gotten into, but it looks very polished. It looks very nice. So I will have to play with that later.
Yeah, it's got good reviews. The screenshots actually look pretty nice, I must say. And you tested it. That's pretty cool. Just when I thought, and it's kind of related to my app, like yours, it might trump whatever I'm bringing, but we'll see that later.
Well, no, that's to me the beauty part about this whole. The screenshot's horrible. The world, the environment of Android. This might not have an icon on there that you deem critical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want the ability to click a button and power my screen off,
right?
Or something like that. This might not have it, so you have unbelievable amount of choices. And I'm a Linux guy. So I want utter configurability.
Gotcha.
I don't think that made any sense, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I know I'm keeping a list of all the words that you make up.
That's a long list there, man.
All right, what else do you want to bring?
I wasn't sure if you felt okay about me saying the second app.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay. Technically, this is a tool that's very easily used for music piracy. I don't use it for music piracy per se. It's called Music Junk. There's a couple other ones out there. One's called like Fido or something. I thought that app was pure garbage in my opinion. It looked awfully blingy, with the screen was too confusing and couldn't understand it. And the ads were huge on it. This is a very simple application. You launch it, you search for artist, album, song, whatever. And when you get a list returns of all the songs, you can very easily hit preview. When you hit preview, it takes you to another window with buttons at the bottom. Download, play, share, I think it is. I always just play because I just want to hear it right now. The plus I like to this app is it tries to find the lyrics for the song as well. I think that's fun. Just load up like Electric Avenue and you read the lyrics and you're like, I didn't know he said that. That's weird,
But it plays the song as well. Where does it get it?
Oh, from the ether.
Okay.
I don't know. It goes to Pirate Bay or something. I don't know. I'm sure it uses the same engine.
SeekPod.
That, yeah, there's a couple of those websites out there where all they really do is they intelligently scrape blogs.
Right, right.
And they can get ungodly amounts of music.
Right.
This seems to do the same thing. You can download it. I say, why download it if you have it on demand? You know what I mean?
Oh, download the song?
Yeah, why download the song if at any time you can just go bink bink and listen to it?
Because I guess you don't have a good connection the whole. I don't know. You're a good point.
So,
I know.
So you can copy it and
give it to the next guy.
Yeah.
Screw the next guy. Tell him to get an Android and get it himself.
I'm just saying.
I know. Trust me, back in the day, I downloaded 29 days worth of audio. And you know how much I listen to it now?
Right. 0.
None. Because it's hollow, and the way I can put it, and truthfully, it's hollow and pointless entertainment. Podcasts are, at least, if you're selective, they're educational. You know
The thing with music is that I use it as a tool to either like change my mood, get me in the mood to like exercise or something, or just like chill. It's chill. You're right. You might consider it hollow. I like podcasts better myself, but there's definitely something to be said for music.
Right. I'll just say, listening to it won't better yourself, but I do use it like you. I use it as a background mood calibrator kind of thing. If I'm doing, you know what I mean? If I'm doing a certain amount of work, I don't want to hear Lawrence Welk in the background.
Right.
Give me some Black Sabbath or something. I'm going to start pounding those keys.
Yeah, it's called mental hygiene.
Right. And before I go to the next app, just real quick, a guy in the IRC lounge who never listens to any podcast because they're all stupid, and he probably already stopped listening to this one because it wasn't up to his satisfaction. His name is Rick or Richmond Tech. He's secretly very smart. I'll say that. He had the huevos, the cojones, to ROM his Droid X. And he was successful at it. Now I know firsthand it's possible. And I'm still going to be a sissy for a while. I'm not going to lie. I'm afraid to do it.
He should be after the Timster just went through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have no problem with that. I'll just sit there and sweat at the same time and just bang it out in like 2 hours or so. Because worst case scenario, you just re-ROM it with something else.
Yeah.
And I'll say, just a real quick top thing, Google if you want to read more. The official Google Android blog, one of the true Android developers in the trenches making Android, said we should not call it rooting, we should call it openness. So when you say to someone, I rooted my phone, no. You opened your phone.
I like
he
that.
says rooting is not a bad thing at all. There are easily ways vendors and manufacturers can put blockades into effect that would make the possibility of doing root type behavior without the possibility of damaging your phone. He said that's what they need to do because it's obvious people enjoy the freedom that comes with opening their phone.
There's no way these carriers are going to like either openness or rooting, whatever you want to call it. They're going to be strictly against it.
I know, but that tells me if you get Android source code and put it on your phone, or if you have like a Nexus S or a Nexus 1, something tells me you will never have a problem opening your phone.
Right.
You know?
But, it sounds good, right? And especially it sounds good for the people that it actually matters to, like with like people in Congress who are probably still using rotary phones, let alone cell phones. I mean, if they hear that, they probably, that
you
speaks
mean openness,
to
openness sounds good?
Yeah, that or openness, or like I opened my phone. That sounds a lot better than than rooting. But it also another one would be I made my phone honest. That would be a pretty good one too.
I like
great.
that.
Awesome. All right, Dor, what's the next app you got?
The last one to talk about just real quick. I went through a serious inner struggle with what app should I use to be connected to social networks. Can't use the Facebook app because that's a unitasker. What's the point of it? I don't want to just be in line with those people. I want apps that can do multi organization services sites. I went back and forth with Hootsuite and Seismic for a good time. I mean, back and forth, back and forth. They each did something a little bit different. One of them did something a little bit better, but basically their features are very similar. You can easily attach a photo or take a new photo. You can easily shorten links. The plus in Hootsuite, now that I think about it, is you can schedule postings. So you can type up something and say, send it tomorrow at noon. I kind of like that. Seismic doesn't have that, but I picked Seismic right now as my winner. Hootsuite and Seismic can both do multiple accounts. I'm a guy, I swore I'm only going to have one Twitter account. Yeah, that didn't work. I'm now up to three Twitter accounts, 3 Identica accounts, 2 Facebook accounts.
And Seismic works well for navigating through them?
Well, and here's the thing I like about Seismic. You can connect it to Twitter, Identica, Google Buzz. There might be another service in there. I just don't use it on the Android device, because the Android device versus the web interface, you can connect to different services. On Hootsuite, you can connect to other services that you can't do on the web, on the Android app, and same thing with the Seismic. But Seismic can connect to Identica even though it doesn't look obvious. If you just Google search Seismic Android Identica, you'll come upon an official Seismic blog posting telling you the easy steps to make it connect to Identica.
Okay.
And real quick for the unknowing, Identica is like Twitter with no Oprah Winfrey or Ashton Kutcher or any of those people you don't want to know. Or I'm sorry, it isn't Ashton Kutcher, it's A+K or something like that. Without any of those people on it whatsoever, it's just geeks, nerds, enthusiasts, tech heads.
Sweet. That's pretty awesome.
So I like it a lot. So right now, I'm definitely a fan of Seismic app. It makes posting things absurdly easy, getting DMs, responding to them so easy. It's silly.
Good, man. Good call, man. Good to know. All right, thank you very much, Dor.
No problem.
Steve D, are you ready now?
Yeah.
All right, what do you want to go over?
Well, I actually have I have one real app, and then I have anti-app. I'm not going to talk about. I'm talking about anti-apps. I'll explain it further a little bit. I set up WebKey. I like it a lot. Wasn't it? It was Dora. You brought it up last time, right?
Mm-hmm.
WebKey. Yeah, that's really cool. So I set up WebKey, and now I can actually change my window here. Let's see. And actually, with that, I can actually point it towards my phone. You guys can see my phone there, right?
See it
Is
where?
that working? Through Skype? Is that working?
No, we see you.
Oh, you still see me?
Yeah.
Let's see. Show selected window. Yep. There it goes. That should be it.
Yeah, there it is.
And unfortunately, it has to be the whole Firefox window now with Skype, which really kind of stinks. But anyway, so I I found that well, I did root my phone, but one of the things that, and there's my little baby at the front there. One of the things that I noticed that I just never really got to is what is all these apps? Maybe somebody can, or Dora, maybe you can help me out here. What is some of these apps that they force you on Verizon? Because I have the Droid 2 here. Like I understand what the 3G hotspot app is, but is Amazon MP3 any good? Does anybody like that app?
If you want to be legal and buy music, I think it's a good app. I think it's better than iTunes because everything you download, no matter what, is going to be DRM free.
It had, yeah, it is, and it had that advantage in the beginning. It was more so everything on Amazon was DRM free. Then iTunes kind of jumped on the bandwagon,
right?
And then what happened? It was and they were also cheaper. Songs were also cheaper on Amazon. I don't know how it is now because I'm Rhapsody, so I don't know how those services are working.
Right. I'll say it's a fair service. And I'll tell you, Steve D, there is a metric butt ton of applications installed on that phone by Verizon. Only like 5 of them appear in your app drawer. But here's the kicker. You technically should never remove any of them.
Really?
If you remove like 3G hotspot and you take it off your phone altogether, when it comes time for a upgrade, a OTA upgrade, it will not install successfully.
So I can't get rid of this crap?
Well, the word on the street is it will not install successfully. I have been putting off my update. I have not taken it yet. And I will tell you, I would have no problem being the guinea pig for this. After the show, maybe not, maybe after Christmas, I will do the update. And because you can see right there, it's prompting me to do it. And for a week I've been successful in not hitting it. But I have no problem. After the holidays, I'll be the guinea pig and I'll try it.
What update is that? Is that Gingerbread?
Yeah. I haven't taken it because I'm always afraid it's going to blow up my root. You know?
Yeah.
Well, on that note, Dor, isn't there a way when you're rooted, right? I mean, all you have to do is go into those applications that Steve D's talking about and just rename the APK file.
Bing.
Rename it
to
dot something else, and doesn't that just keep it from loading?
Right. That's all you got to do is just rename
that
the
way you don't run into any
APK.
trouble if there's like an update or something that you need that won't mess up your phone, so you can just rename them to APK again.
Right. That's what you got to do. You got to rename them all to like BAK or something unique in that folder. And then when it comes time to an update, you just rename them back to APK.
And what is a good app to do that with? Any kind of file manager, I guess?
Any file manager would do it.
Okay.
To be honest, WebKey, in my humble opinion, has one of the best file managers, but it's only interactive on the SD card. I think they are trying to make it interactive on the root folder, but right now I believe when you go to root, you can just browse. And just real quick, Steve D, you're looking at your Droid V right now, right?
Yeah.
It looks great. Me, William Tidwell, and somebody else I know, when we tried it, it was seriously like a 1979 TV.
Tried what? The screen capture?
Yeah, when we tried to look at our screen, the screen was there. It was a little bit fuzzy, and then all of a sudden, you would see like lines go through like 70s TV, and then it would pop back. And it would look right for like 2 seconds, and then like it was old school interference.
I'm not getting any of that. But it did drop out a couple times, which I think is weird. But every time it dropped out, I checked my phone's Wi-Fi, and for whatever reason, that switched off from out of nowhere. I don't know what that's about.
Right.
But,
well, I can tell you that is a long-going bug that only certain phones are getting. And when I say certain phones, I don't mean certain models of phones. Certain people with the Droid X have this issue. Certain people with the Droid X don't have this issue. It's just random, it seems like. If you go into your wireless settings, Wireless Networks Advanced, there's a setting where you can say never turn off my Wi-Fi, which means it's never supposed to turn off. But some of them, when they're idle, it's like the wireless cuts off for 5 seconds and then comes back on. I can't explain that.
that is weird. So, what about this Blockbuster app? Isn't this just a whole bunch of crap? A lot of this stuff, or CDID? I don't even know what any of this stuff is.
It's all crap. It's all crap.
It is.
It's crapware.
Yeah, it is. It's bloatware. If you just Google, especially on the XDA forum site, that's to me the premier place for Android knowledge. Search that site for Droid 2 bloatware, and they will tell you all the files that are safe to rename, because there are files that are not safe to rename. There's certain Moto Blur applications. even if you're not using the default home screen, you can't rename them. So just change what sounds safe. If it's, VZ Navigator, that's safe
Yeah.
to rename.
Yeah, that one. I have that one on here. That was my next one.
I can't believe they put a blockbuster anything on that Droid 2 you have. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's right up at the top.
They did it for money.
Sprint went crazy with crapware on my phone.
Yeah.
It's gone now.
The one app that made me root my phone just to rename it was City ID. Some people had bugs where that app is only supposed to bug you for so long after a phone call saying you're using a trial. Do you want to buy it? My phone, it would after every call, it bugged me to buy that app.
That's so ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
I have City ID.
Piece of crap.
I was wondering about that. Okay. I remember you told him something. You mentioned that once before, the renaming it, but I just never did it.
All right,
Okay.
Steve D, anything else?
Well, yeah, I also have this one. This is pretty cool. I like this. Angry Birds backup. I actually, for whatever reason, out of nowhere, I lost my Angry Birds, all my saved like little games and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's an Angry Birds backup. Actually, there's a few of them. I haven't restored, so I don't know if it actually does work. Here's a screenshot of what it looks like. I downloaded the free one and I did back up my Angry Birds this time, but I have no reason to restore it. So I guess
I think it's the first game ever that has its own separate app just to back up the game.
it is third party.
Well,
so I don't know.
Just to give you a little heads up, that is the number one active way for people to try to get badware on your phone. So just look who the author is. Make sure they made something else. Make sure it has a lot of downloads. So if it is, you're not the only one getting the short end of the stick, and it will be fixed quicker.
I'm sure that Steve thoroughly researched that before he downloaded it.
Of course.
This is for the other people.
All right. That's cool, Steve. I like that one.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, not really.
That's cool. All right. Should I go then? Is that acceptable to all? Thank you very much. All right. Let me talk about some stuff here. First off, it's not an app, but Gdocs, you know that app Gdocs, it never synced right with me. I thought I had it working last week, but it just never synced right. Timster, I know you were using Gdocs. Do you still use that?
I haven't used it in a while, but when I did, it worked for me for what I needed to do.
Never synced. I wanted to say sank. It never synced, and then when I tried to sometimes type on my phone with it, it would type, but it wouldn't show. The characters wouldn't show up on the screen until after I shut the keyboard down. So I was getting frustrated with that, and it wasn't syncing or anything correctly. So all I did was I put a link to google.docs.com. No, docs.google.com. I put a browser link on my page there, and you can edit Google Docs from browser now. I don't think you could do that before, but you can definitely do it now. So I think it definitely kicks Gdocs butt, because it syncs like when you go on your computer and you type something in documents, Google Documents, you know how it syncs like every couple seconds. That's the way this is, and it basically, here, I'll see if I can get it up on the screen. It basically looks like Google Docs on the computer. And it has all your icons, has everything there, so it works pretty good. I'm happy with it. Yeah, from the browser, I was really surprised, because I think I tried copying from the browser, or working on my docs from the browser when I first got my phone, and you couldn't edit. I think you could just view, but now you could edit them, and it works great. So that's one cool thing I did. I just took Gdocs off, deleted it, just put a browser link right on the home screen.
That feature came out like a month ago or so, but as long as you don't do crazy formatting in your doc, it will work perfect on your device. If it's just a normal, list, paragraphs, it works great. But when you start getting like tables and stuff, it doesn't really translate right.
I can imagine. I use it for like notes. When I think of notes for Nuts at Night on the road or whatever, that's what I use now. I just go right to that link. It works good. Another problem I was having was I used to like just having maps on, Google Maps on in my car, and just having an aerial straight down view, and I wanted to watch my little icon move to wherever I was going. I didn't want to use navigation because I didn't want to type in an address. I just wanted to see where I was going on the screen. And my screen would always go off after like 10 seconds or so. So I found an app literally right before the show called KeepScreen. You guys use this? It's an app. It's called KeepScreen. You load KeepScreen, and then you pick an app. And basically, all KeepScreen is a list of your apps. So you start up KeepScreen. It gives you a list of your apps. You click on an app, and basically, from that point on now, if you start that app that you clicked from KeepScreen, the screen stays on for that app. So I just picked Google Maps because that's the only one I wanted to keep the screen on for. So now every time I click Google Maps, my screen stays on, just for that app.
Yeah, you're always trying to find a way to keep your screen from darkening out on you on some apps. That's a great way to do it.
Yeah, I mean before I was just using that little bar like Dor was talking about. That, and I had a screen always. No, I keep going to the notes. A screen always on thing on my bar, and I said, well, let me see if there's an app that does it automatically, and there is. So that was pretty cool.
Good find.
Thanks. Lastly is I really love, I just kind of reset up my phone, and I really love how I have my home screen set up. I have 2 bottom rows of my most used apps, and they're normal size icons. Then I have 2 rows of multicon apps, and those are the ones I don't use quite as much, but it still gives me, I'm still able now to put 16 apps just in those 2 rows. And then at the very top, I have one of those bars that turns on. All I use is Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, 4G, and then that last one is always on, an always on screen button for the screen. But I guess I'm going to change that now that I have KeepScreen to something else. And I got a nice slick background. Oh, my screen went dark. I got a nice slick background. Check this out, guys. I don't know if you can see it. I just took a picture with my camera on my phone of something, and it came out to the best background. You can't really tell what it is there because all the icons are blocking it, but there you can pretty much tell what it is.
You need the app called Show Off.
You see it? You see what it is? It's upside down. Let me go this way. You guys see what that is?
No.
I know what it is.
Man.
I know what it is.
It's the top of my MacBook. It's an upside down apple, but it's got such a nice slate color. I like the way it is gray back there. Anyway, I thought that would be funny. Let me see what else I got here. If anything in my notes, that's pretty much it. I want to make a quick announcement that Michael Davis, the person who wrote the Boxy app for Podnutz, is working on a Roku app. Totally excited about that. I wanted to mention him on the show because he's awesome for doing that. Totally awesome. I always wanted a Roku app. And if he gets this app done, we're going to have video apps on Box. I'm going to make sure that all the shows with video are going to be on Boxy, Roku, and available on the website. So you guys could actually get videos in a feed. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Lastly, another quick note just about Podnutz is the lounge. The Podnutz lounge is back up. We switched servers from Mint IRC to Freenode, and we didn't have a web chat client in the actual lounge. So if anybody used to just go to the lounge and just sit there and get into IRC from the actual lounge, you could do it now. There's a Flash client on the actual lounge page. Thank you to AcidBurn for hooking that up. That's all I have in my notes here. We don't have any emails either, so let's just go over whatever else you guys want to go over. Timster, did you want to say something? Story or something like that?
Well, before I poo-poo on my phone here real quick, I found a since it's this time of year, this is the Coca-Cola holiday app, and basically it just looks like it just get snow falling. It's a live wallpaper. Oh, not an app. Sorry about that. It's not an app, but it's a live wallpaper.
Yeah, that's very festive. It's nostalgic.
And it just.
That's really like nice. It's quite pleasant.
It's not even doing anything now, but yeah, I think it's pretty neat. Download it. It's the Coca-Cola.
It looks like a snow globe. Is that what it is? Like snow globe?
That's exactly what it is. There we go.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, why would you poo-poo on your phone?
Why would I poo-poo on my phone? Well, actually, I just had a little change of events here, but I rooted my Droid for the first time. I got the original Droid, and it's like a year old, like this month for me, and I got it just right when they first came out, and I finally rooted it because I wanted to use the Wi-Fi tether, and after I rooted it, what I found out was a few days after I rooted it is that I cannot install any apps on on my phone. And I'll show you here. Let's see. If I go to AppBrain, and I have an app here that I've been trying to install, and it will try to install, and then it will give me a message saying that it can't install. Any app I try,
The requested item could not be
the
found.
requested item cannot be found. And that's on any app. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Dora gave me a good hint to go into application manager there and clear the cache. That didn't work. I've rebooted the phone several times. But a little change of events here. When I went to the actual market, I can install an app. So I think I have a problem with my AppBrain app.
Oh, so you can install apps, you just can't get them from AppBrain.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I installed everything through AppBrain. I just hadn't gone to the market yet. So
The market looks good now, actually. By the way, they changed it. But what does AppBrain just need an update? Did you try updating AppBrain?
I updated everything. I can try that.
Okay.
I can try that. But
Just a thought.
I'm having problems with tethering, but I mean, I can't get a DNS. Can't get a DNS.
Damn,
So
you're having problems, man. You feel bad when that happens. That type of thing happens.
You need a new ROM. That's what you need.
Yeah, dude, I
Oh
love
yeah, they just do
Fresh.
ROM. You're right.
I love Fresh. I cannot tell you guys how much I love Fresh. It got rid of all the Sprint crap, like that Amazon thing you were talking about, Steve, and Blockbuster.
Yeah.
All that crap gone. It's just like the stock operating system without the crap, and it runs so good. My battery just goes forever. So I talk about it almost every episode, but I am such a Fresh fan.
Can't I get that for mine?
I don't know. I'm not totally sure. I think you can.
I have to look for that.
Well, what happened to Cyanogen? No, didn't like that?
Well, that was my old phone, and now I never actually installed it for this phone.
I bet it'll run on that thing.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. Now it's just to find time to do it.
Yeah. All right. Any other news you guys want to go over? Folks?
I just gotta say this real quick. Timster's phone ran remarkably well when he was showing that screen off for being a year old. I gotta say I'm impressed. Just real quick, the app that both him and you need is an app called Show Off. You put an icon on your home screen, and what it does, let me do this. You put an app on your home screen, then when you hit the button, it shows your background.
Like that.
So I didn't have to. Yeah, I got you. So I don't have to go scrolling around.
Yeah, it just makes it a little bit easier.
Nice. Cool one.
What does it do?
You know how I was trying to
just-
show my home
Oh.
screen? It just shows your
Oh,
home
I
screen.
see. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Sweet. All right. Anything else, guys? All right. Well, I think that is going to be it for this show. Door to Door Geek. Any last messages for the folks before we end off?
I just started up a new website, cr-48forums.com. It is a site focused on the Android, on the Google netbook with the Chrome OS on it, but a lot of the topics on that site pertain to general Chrome usage and web usage. I just want to put it out there. People maybe stop by, help me get more content on the site, and help me get the word out. Anybody who wants to help and be a moderator of the site or a section moderator, if they feel they have an expertise in online gaming experiences or something, just go by that site and drop me a line.
Yeah, we just put the site up. I helped Door with it. And here's the thing. I was just, it's funny. I was listening to the past, I think it was Linux for the Rest of Us. The Linux for the Rest of Us we just did. And that's where we got the idea of doing a forum for the CR48 laptop, which is the Google Pilot Chrome OS laptop, if anybody doesn't know. Anyway, in the show, Door's like, I spent, either 40 minutes or 2 hours, I can't remember. I think it was 40 minutes, trying to find a forum. He's like, I'm trying to find a forum for this laptop that I could go to and find out, talk to people about it and stuff. And I'm like, man, if there's not one out there, I mean, that's a great idea. We should start one. So we did. And then after I bought the domain name, I'm looking on the web, and there's so many of them already out there. So because I tried to get cr48forums.com, and there's actually, so we got cr-48forums.com. There is also one called cr48forums.com, and then there's a couple other ones we were finding, right, Thor? But it's so now so we made the decision that since there are other ones, we just have to be the best one. So that's what we're gonna do. So I don't even have the notebook, but I'm going for it. I don't know what I'm gonna post, but
and I'll say it seems like none of them understand SEO to any degree because none of them have Google juice whatsoever. Even when I put in CR-48 space forums, the first forum site I actually got, you can't even register on. You go click register again, and it's a bad link.
I think it's just too new, Dor. These sites just started up. I mean, I guess a good SEOer would get it up there in the first day. I guess I don't know if it's possible. But
well, that's why I'm asking people for the help, because I can't do it myself. The only way to grow on Google's list is naturally with people linking to it and people joining it and there being good content on it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So you update it often. So yeah, if you really want to help, link to the site. That would help out a lot. Okay, I put it actually on the homepage of Podnutz. There is a link to it, so we'll see if that helps. All right. Anything else, Dor?
Love, peace, and hair grease.
All right. You can find Dor at cr48forums.com. Go there. It's nice. Timster, what would you like to say before we end off?
Yeah, hopefully next week I'll have better news on my droid and I'll be a little more prepared. And I'm hoping I can get everything running well on it. If not, I'm just going to
throw it out.
Throw it out, punch it, throw it out, like Steve would say. So, yeah, we'll see.
Good luck, Timster. I sincerely hope that gets handled. Steve D.
Hey, Timster, you could crack it over your knee, but wait, you'd need a pretty small knee, though.
That's a good idea. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Steve D, what would you like to say before we end off?
Oh, for any of the people that are following me on Twitter, SMD Steve, some people are asking about what kind of GTD app I'm using. I'm one that I've mentioned a few times. What is it called? The AK Notepad. I'm using that with what is that? I'm trying to remember the name. It was Helipad. It syncs with Helipad and some other stuff. That's what I'm using. It works really good.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you, guys. This will probably be the last show unless you stay tuned for Nuts at Night before the holidays. So enjoy your holidays, relax, eat lots of stuff, and get fat. And eat so much you almost make yourself sick. Okay?
Yeah.
It's fun. And just have a great holiday, and we will see you guys next week. Talk to you later. That's it for Android App Addicts. Stay tuned for Nuts at Night.